Good morning, friends. Yesterday we have seen the introduction part for the second semester subjects rowing part 2, in which we are going to see the 6 units, out of which we have started with the introduction part for the first unit, which is called as finding out the distances and measurement by using an instrument which is called as a tachymeter. Now, as we have seen that tachymeter is one of the instruments where the chain and tape is completely eliminated, and if your area is tedious, if your area is hilly, and if it is not possible to go physically in that particular area, in that cases we can go for the tachymetric surveying. Okay. Now, yesterday we have seen the principle of tachymetric surveying, which is nothing but based on the isosceles triangle. Today we will see the formula to calculate the particular distances from the instrument station to the staff station. Okay, so yes, let us start with the today's topic. The formula is D is equal to F upon I multiplied by S plus F plus D. Here F upon I is nothing but your multiplying constant, S is staff intercept, and F plus D is additive constant. Normally, if your instrument is fitted with an analytical lens, we will take F upon I as 100 and F plus D as 0. If your instrument is fitted with an analytical lens, then take F upon I as 100, F upon D is equal to 0. Now, how one can find out whether your instrument is having constants like 0 and 100? So to check whether your instrument is having these constants, we are having two methods. One is lab and second one is the by using the calculation. So we will see how we can go for finding out the constants 100 and 0 by using the practical method, or we can say the lab method. Okay. So let us start with the practical. Of course, we are having a practical for finding out. The first practical on tachymeter is nothing but to find out the constants of a tachymeter. Okay. So the next topic is to find tachymetric constant. Okay, so say field. In the field method, we will go on the field, we take the tachymeter, we will take 3 points, we will let us assume 3 points at distances A, B and C at particular distance, and then we will go for the observations. The practical situation will be like this. Say this is the tachymeter fitted with an analytical lens. Keep your instrument at a level, gentle ground. Say this is the first staff, second, and say this is the third. Okay. Now after doing the temporary adjustments, bisect the instruments A, B and C which are kept at a distance, say D1, say D2, and third one is D3 from the instrument station 2. This is the situation where we can go for the finding out observations to find out the staff intercept. Okay, S is nothing but our staff intercept. Okay, now if you have gone through the diaphragm of this particular instrument, this diagram will consist of one vertical line, one longer horizontal line, and two smaller lines. In the case of tachymeter, we are interested in this top and bottom horizontal lines. Right now, we will neglect the central line. We will just focus on the top as well as bottom horizontal line to take the observations. Okay, so when we bisect the station A, we may get the, say this might be the bottom, this might be the top crosshair. Okay, on the same line, if I draw the line like this, this is the line touching the bottom crosshair for respective staff A, B and C, and on the same path, if I draw the top line crosshair, which is nothing but the crosshairs at respective points. Let us name the points at point A, say smaller a1, say small a2. At point B, say it is small b1, b2. At point C, it is say small c1 and small c2. When you bisect the point A, take the observations at top hair reading and bottom hair reading. Say it is a1 and a2. Take the difference of a1 minus a2 or higher minus lower staff reading. You will get the first staff intercept, which is called as S1. On the same line, the top hair reading at point B minus bottom hair reading at point B, B2 minus B1, you will get the second staff intercept, which is called as S2. On the same line, you will get S3. So once you have got S1, S2 and S3, it is easier to find out the staff or constants of a tachymeter. Okay, so what we have? We have one equation which is capital D will be equal to F upon I multiplied by staff intercept plus F plus D. Okay, now where F upon I and F plus D is unknown to us, so that is nothing but we are going to find out by using this observation, by using these particles. Okay, so let us put F upon I as C1 and F plus D as C2, constant 1 and constant 2. Okay, now what we have? We have D1, we have measured D1, D2 as well as we have measured also D3, which is nothing but the distance from O to respective staff stations A, B and C. Okay, so here D is known to us. So I'll just erase this particular figure and we'll make three equations. Say the first equation is D1. D1T is known to us. C1 multiplied by S1 plus C2, where C1 and C2 are unknown. C1 and C2 are unknown. On the same line, D2, C1 multiplied by second staff intercept plus C2. Repeating the same for the third equation, you will get C1 multiplied by S3 plus C2. So we have got three equations. Say this is equation number 1, say equation number 2, say equation number 3. Now you can take any two equations and solve it by using the simultaneous equations. You will get the constant C1 and C2. Again, to cross check, you can take first and third or second and third, and you can cross check it with the constant C1 and C2. Most probably you will get the first constant C1 is 100 and C2 as 0. Most instruments will have the multiplying constant as 100 and additive constant as 0. If your instrument is fitted with an analytical lens, then you will get this particular Hello students, the second topic is nothing but the methods of tachymeter. The methods of tachymeter there are two methods of tachymetry. One is Stadia method. And second one is tangential method. Again, in Stadia method, we are having two subtypes. One is fixed hair method. And second one is movable hair method. In fixed hair method, we have given the cross face, that is nothing but a fixed hair method. But in case of movable hair method, on the staff itself, we are having two targets that can be moved or that can be again taken as per our convenience. In fixed hair method, the targets are fixed. We cannot change the target. Okay, so let us see one by one what is exactly Stadia method and how to calculate the distances by using this Stadia hair method. Okay, so all of you please note it down. First method, Stadia method, and in the Stadia method we will see the fixed hair method. In the fixed hair method, as I said, the targets are completely stable, as I'll show you into the figure. Suppose this is the tachymeter. If we take with an analytical lens and at some particular distance, we will keep the star. Say this is the star, and this is the central hair reading. This is the top hair reading, and this is the bottom hair reading. The distance between top hair reading and bottom hair reading is shown with the letter S, which is nothing but your staff intercept. And this central hair reading from the ground, this is called as nothing but the H. The middle hair reading is called as H. Now, the distance from instrument station say O to the staff station is nothing but D. This is the formula to calculate D is equal to F upon I multiplying constant multiplied by S plus F plus D, the LED constant. If your instrument is fitted with an analytical lens, consider F upon I as 100, consider F plus D as 0. Take the staff intercept, put it into the formula, you will get the distance from instrument station to the staff station. Now, if suppose this is your point, staff station is P, we would like to find out the RL of point P. How to find out RL of point P? The formula will be RL at point P will be equal to HI. What will be HI? The instrument is kept at station O. Take any reading on a benchmark. That reading, take the central hair reading, that is nothing but your H. So you will get the HI, height of instrument, minus H, you will get the required RL at point P. Height of instrument will be RL plus first reading on the benchmark minus height of instrument. Okay, so this is the first case in which the instrument is kept on a level ground. Instrument is kept on a level ground. Then the formula to calculate D and formula to calculate the RL of point P. Now there are again two cases. If instrument is kept at a inclined line of sight, here it is a horizontal line of sight. Again there are some cases where there are two cases where we will have the line of sight inclined. One is inclined upward, second is inclined downward. Okay, so please note it down. This is the formula and this is the figure to calculate if this is the case 1. So all of you please mention this is your case 1. Line of sight is completely horizontal. Okay, so let us go towards the second figure or case number 2 where line of sight is inclined. Where line of sight is inclined. Case 2. Line of sight is inclined, say upward, inclined upward. Okay, so let us draw the figure. Say this is the instrument station and this is the inclined surface, and suppose somewhere I will take this as if the staff station. This dotted line, first line will show you the central hair reading, and the two lines following the dotted line, say this is bottom hair reading, say this is the top hair reading. So the distance between top hair reading and bottom hair reading is nothing but your S. The distance from the central hair reading to the ground is nothing but the H, small h. The staff station is P, instrument station is. Students, instrument is kept at lower elevation and staff is at a higher elevation. This is the natural ground surface, and in this case we have to find out the RL of point P as well as we like to find out this distance. So either we can use the chain or a tape to do this particular thing, or we can go for the auto level to find out the RL of point P. But by using tachymeter, both the things, means the horizontal and the vertical elevation of the point P, can be found out by using a simple method which is called as a tachymeter. Okay, so all of you please note down the formula to calculate the distance D and elevation of point. I will just erase this as I am having very small space to write it over here. So D is equal to F upon I S into cos square. D is equal to F upon I multiplied by S into cos square of theta plus F plus D into cos of F plus D into cos of theta, where F upon I is multiplying constant, F plus D is your heredity constant as per the previous formula. What is theta? Here theta is nothing but your angle of elevation. Second year, please note down, this is the tachymeter, but we have to find out the vertical angle. So here theta is nothing but your vertical angle. Okay, so this is by using this formula we can find out the distance, horizontal distance from instrument station to the staff station. Okay, now to find out the RL of point P, we have to find out the vertical component V. Vertical component V, which is nothing but the distance from, I will draw it correctly. This is the horizontal line of sight from central hair reading, to the dotted line from instrument, which is nothing but a horizontal line of sight, that is nothing but your V. This is your vertical component V. Second year, understood? Here from this instrument I have drawn one imaginary line as if your line of sight is horizontal, and from that line up to the central hair reading, that vertical distance is called as the V. Formula to calculate V will be equal to V is equal to F upon I multiplied by S into sin 2 theta upon 2, F upon I multiplied by S into sin 2 theta divided by 2 plus F plus D into sin of theta plus F plus D into sin of theta, where again this theta is nothing but your vertical angle. F upon I, F plus D are the constants of a tachymeter. F upon I and F plus D is the constants of a tachymeter. So put the formula. S is your staff intercept, the distance between top hair reading and bottom hair reading, that is your S, the staff intercept. So once you put the values into the formula, you will get the vertical component V. So once you got the vertical component V, how one can find out the RL of point P? We are interested to find out the RL of point P. So students, please focus on this particular figure and try to find out how one can find out RL of point P, which is nothing but yes, second year, any idea? Elevation, angle of elevation. It is RL of horizontal axis, or RL of, we can say, instrument axis. RL of instrument axis this is the RL of instrument axis. This is instrument axis. This is instrument axis, and we would like to find out the RL at this point P. So instrument axis plus V minus this is H. Central hair reading to the ground is nothing but H. Okay, so plus V minus H. Plus V minus H. This is the imaginary instrument axis. From instrument axis, we have drawn one vertical component which is called as V. So that V minus the central hair reading to the ground, which is nothing but H. Central hair reading is nothing but your H. Okay. So if you add V and deduct H, you will get the required RL of instrument axis. Second year, this is much more important if your instrument is at a lower elevation and staff is at a elevation angle, then you have to find out the RL as well as distance D by using this formula. Okay. Now on the same line, if you go for the opposite figure, means instrument is at a higher elevation and staff is at a lower elevation. So let us see what will happen. In that case, the D and V will become, it will not change. in that case D and V will not change. There will be a smaller change. There will be a smaller change in the equation for finding out the RLs. Okay, equation for finding out the RLs. Okay, so let us draw the figure with angle of depression. With angle of depression. So all of you, I will not write the formula as formula is same for the case 3. For D and V it will be same, but for the RL of point P we have to draw the new figure. Instrument is kept here and staff is kept here. From instrument station, I will draw the first line, which is nothing but your instrument axis. I'll just increase or extend this line of staff. Say this is my point P. Say this is the instrument station O. Then a dotted line will show you the central hair reading first. The central hair reading. Okay. So from central hair reading, the ground is nothing but H. Second here, please note down that from central hair reading, the ground, that vertical distance is H. Then exactly somewhere I will draw the top hair reading in the dotted form and the bottom hair reading again inside the dotted form. So this is the top hair reading, say this is the bottom hair reading. The distance between top and bottom hair is nothing but S. Distance from the top hair and bottom hair. You may call the top hair as A reading, middle hair as B, and the bottom hair as C. A, B, and C. Got it? Now, all the time from central hair reading, the distance between instrument axis, which is instrument axis, this is instrument axis. This is instrument axis. From instrument axis to the central hair reading, this is B, the central hair reading. This is nothing but V. This is called as V. So we are interested to find out the RL of point P in case number 3 when line of collimation is inclined downward. Line of collimation is inclined downward. The formula to calculate distance and V will be same as in the previous formula. Just RL of point P will get changed. RL at point P will be equal. Instrument axis, Students, please focus on this particular figure again. Okay. Now we would like to find out this P. Anyone who can tell me the formula to calculate RL of point P? Yes. As we wanted to reach at point P, if we are knowing the instrument axis RL, we have to deduct this component V up to here, and again we have to deduct the H also. Means we have to deduct this much of height, which is nothing but V and H. Okay, so instrument axis RL minus V minus H. This is the formula by which we can calculate the RL if your instrument is at a lower elevation. Higher elevation and star is at a lower elevation, means line of collimation is inclined downward. In a downward case. In this case, D and V, formula to calculate D, formula to calculate V will not change, it will be same, but the formula to calculate RL of point P will only get changed, which is nothing but as we would like to find out the RL point at point P. Here, if we are knowing the RL of this instrument axis, minus V minus H, you will get the instrument axis minus, say, V minus H. Okay, students, did you understood? So this is the first case which is where we have fixed hair reading. In the fixed hair reading, there are again three cases. One is where instrument and the staff is at the same level, means line of collimation, or we can say instrument axis is completely horizontal. Case number 2, where line of collimation or instrument axis is inclined upward, so at that time we will have angle of elevation. And this is the case number 3, where we will have angle of depression, means line of collimation is inclined downward. Okay, so these are the three cases. I hope you have understood it. I hope you have noted down whatever the formula we have given, because we will have one numerical on this particular topic in the next lecture. Okay, students, so I take the leave. Okay, thank you very much, students, for attending the classes. I hope everybody is there inside enjoying your lectures. Do not go outside, and hope if you have any kind of doubts, you can mail me either, or you can put a message in the chat box in the WhatsApp. Thank you very much, students.